Hello, my gorgeous makeup-loving friends. It is I, Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. JK. It's me. And if you don't know who me is, how did you find me? Whatever. It was a weird intro. Who knows what it is that I'm doing? Well, the title is that I am showing you guys my makeup collection, which I did promise to do once I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I have. I have done that, and that is so bonkers to me in the best possible way. So obviously I have a lot of makeup because I have a problem, but it's not that bad because, you know, something? I don't know, I'll figure out a way to justify it somehow. So I figured I would kind of do it into sections because otherwise it'd be like a 6 or 7 hour long video and nobody has time for that, and I don't want to edit that. I do have a job. So today's video is me showing you my highlighters. So I'm kind of going to do it in sections. The biggest part of my collection is my eyeshadow palettes. So that may be done in a couple of videos, but today's video is all on highlighters. So if you want to see what I have, I will probably even swatch a few, and we will tally at the end how many I have. Yeah, so if this is something you're interested in, then do please keep on watching.
I mean, when you lay them all out like that, it does look pretty intense. This is very much a glass half full, glass half empty type thing, you know? Like, is this something that you should be ashamed of, or something that you are actually very, very proud of? I regret nothing! Nothing! I have counted up how many of these I actually have, and I'll reveal that at the end of the video. I will do some swatches as we're going along because, well, why not? It's my video, I can do what I want. Within reason, obviously. I kind of can't, you know, kill people. I mean, you never know. One day the power and the fame will go to my head. We have a mix of lots of different things. So there's some indie brands, there's some mainstream brands, there's some high-end, then there's some more affordable. So yeah, we'll just get straight into it, shall we? Okay, so the way that I figured I would do this would be to do it via brand. So the first ones up are Josh Cosmetics, and I have 8 highlighters by them, including Happy Vibes. This is Just Peachy. Promise, Tinkerfell, so that's the first 4, and then I have Pop and Bubbles, Creme, Luna, and I have Leafy. So each of them are quite a creamy formula, with the exception of Luna, which is definitely far more kind of chalky. So I actually did a little swatch of each of them. So that being, as I kind of talked about them, so that's Leafy, that's Luna, that's Creme, that's Papa Bubbles, Tinkerfell, Promises, Just Peachy, and Happy Vibes. So that's what they look like there. So that is the first 8 of my highlighter collection. I don't have problems. Everything is fine. So the next part of my collection is the Ofra highlights. And are you really a fan of highlighters unless you have gotten some Ofra highlighters? And lordy, do I have a lot. So I have the Moon Dance highlighter, which I've ended up using a lot of, and that's actually the first of the swatches there. I have the Star Island one, which is really nice for a pale complexion. Again, that is this one here. It's quite close to Moon Dance. I then have the Pillow Talk one, which, let's face it, everyone has talked about this. That is a far more pinky highlight, which you can kind of see there. It's the third one in. Then this next one was a collaboration between Samantha March and Ofra, and it's actually a mix between Star Island and Pillow Talk. And actually, when you mix them together, you get this lovely colour. So you can see it's different from the 2 there. So that is her mix. I believe it was a limited edition item. I love it. It's really nice. This is the highlighter Neptune, which was part of their Area 51 collection. You can see it's that kind of violet one there. It's quite nice, quite funky, because I like a little bit of funk. I want to look a bit like an alien sometimes. This is Cloud9, which is the collaboration, I believe, with Nikki Tutorials, and it is this one here. It is kind of has a bit of a pinky white tint, so that is what that one looks like. Do I have enough highlighters, lads? I mean, I don't think so. I can always be convinced of more. This is Blissful, which is quite a dark highlight for me, but I like to shove it on top of a blush. Are you enjoying looking at my camera? And me, hello! So that is what that one looks like. Did you enjoy my little cameo? I hope you did. You know, I'm after doing a workout. Thanks, Melanie. This is a mixed highlighter. Again, it is the retrograde highlighter. And if I remember correctly, I think it's a mix of Star Island and Neptune. And if you put them together, it looks like this. So it's quite cool. And then the very last one that I have from them is, of course, Rodeo Drive, which is a well-known one. And it looks like this, which for me is more of a sort of a shimmery bronzer. So that is my Ofra highlighters, 9 in total. I don't have a problem, you do, everything's fine. I realised that I technically have 10 Ofra highlighters because I also have this. It is the Cheekbone Enhancer, which I'm going to count as a highlighter, called Cheeky. And this is what it looks like. It's quite a pink sort of a reflect. I am covered in glitter. I'm like an extra on Twilight, you know, just pining away, giving brooding looks towards teenagers, which isn't creepy at all. You know, totes fine. I am pale enough to be a vampire. Look at my hands. Ugh, so gross. Somebody come and give me a manicure. I'm just saying. So I have 6 highlighters then from Benefit. It includes Tickle, Cookie, the What's Up one, which, by the way, I've had for a frightening amount of time and I'm still attempting to use it up. A little mini high beam, and I actually have a larger high beam because I live in fear that there will come a day when I don't have high beam, and I really, really enjoy that. I've used it before in like my project pans, and I also have shy beam, which is a far more kind of toned down highlighter, because apparently some people want toned down highlighters. So this is Tickle, this is Cookie, this is What's Up. You can see high beam in there to at least some extent, and then shy beam is a very, like, you can barely see it as a highlighter. Barely. So that is a far more, it's more of like a radiance type highlighter. But yeah, that is the Benefit ones. A fair amount of high-end ones, so let's look at some more affordable ones. I have XX Revolution highlighter in Echo, which I have used in videos before. I also have the XX Revolution, they claim it's the blushed palette. It's called Overload. But my lord, this is 1000% a highlighter palette. I don't care what they say. It totally is. And I will back it up with reference to swatches. And I, of course, have the Soph highlighter. So these are the swatches. This is Echo. It swatches beautifully. It's nowhere near that bright when you actually apply it. And this is the Overload palette. I mean, look at that. You try and tell me that is not a highlight. Like, I mean, yeah, there's definitely some blushy shades, but they're a shimmery blush. So, and then this is, of course, the Soph palette from there down. And hopefully you can hear a car alarm in the distance. It is communicating to its brethren. It's stopped now. But yeah, that is my Revolution stuff. I don't have a huge amount of Revolution highlighters, but my lord, they're pretty darn good. You can see that the pile is sort of disappearing. So the next thing that we have is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I have 6 highlighters from them, including 2 palettes. So first thing is I have these 3 little highlighters, and they come in different shades. So I have them swatched on the arm. So the first one is called Snowflake, and I actually got it in a big size because I started off with a big size and I loved it so much that I ended up getting the other two, and I just loved it in this packaging. I'm such a weirdo like that. But this is what those three look like. They're so pretty. Yeah, I know. I was really organized and swatched in advance. Well done, me. This is the Aurora palette, which I actually picked up in a TK Maxx in Chester back in the day. And these are the shades here. I mean, they are very fun, are they not? And the last ABH one I have is the Nicole Guerrero, so the re-release. And this was gifted to me by the incomparable Missa, and this is it swatched. She is an absolute sweetheart, and if you're watching, Missa, I can't cope. You're too lovely. Come back again soon. You might have noticed I have some additions to my highlighters since you last saw them. I don't have a problem. Everything is fine. And again, because I have such a big collection, I forgot that I do actually have a 7th ABH item. This had come free as part of a whole thing that they had during the lockdown. It's a liquid glow in the shade Peach Fizz, which weirdly kind of works for me if I put it underneath foundation. So that's what it looks like. It's just there, if you can't tell on my pale, pale hand. I know. It's a strange life. So next thing I have is actually 3 palettes from Be Perfect. I have the Be Perfect Sub-Zero, which was done with Mitchell, because I'm not pronouncing it, Mitchell. And you can see those are the swatches there. Quite a chalky formula. And actually the next ones then I have is from the recent Love Tahiti collection with Stacey Marie. And I have it in the shade Hollow Glaze, which looks like this, and swatched, it's this one. And it's interesting because it's called Get Wet, and I would actually say the formula on this is very different to the Be Perfect Mitchell. This is much more like creamy, like a wet formula than the Mitchell one. And the other one that I got was Do You, so D-E-W-U. I know, yeah, they're all like, giving you a dewy finish. And that is what it looks like in the pan. And on my skin, that's what it looked like. I much prefer the Stacey Marie ones. I think they are beautiful. Nothing wrong with these, but oh my god, if you put a gun to my head, I'd be like, this formula, much prefer it. This is much chalkier, just much nicer. But it shows how much it's kind of evolved over time. The pile is actually starting to go, so I'm viewing that as a success. The next thing I have is Juvia's Place, and I have 4 highlighters from them, and it includes the Heroin Glow 1, which looks like this, and when it's swatched, that is it on the hand. Next one then we have is the Tribe Highlighter Volume 3, and it looks like this. This is a fabulous highlighter. It is this one here. I mean, look at that. Look at it. You tell me that is not beautiful, and we will have to have words, you know. Next one then is the loose highlighter in the shade Clio, and that's what it looks like. It's very pretty. And finally we have the shade Nefertiti. Again, it's a loose highlighter, and that's what it looks like. It's far more kind of golden coloured. But again, I somehow managed to get away with it despite the fact that I am Casper the Friendly Ghost. But those are the Juvia's Place highlights. Try and tell me that that is not beautiful. You can't, because you will be lying, and then you will be a bad person. And lies make baby Jesus cry. Like I said, I have a mixture of high-end and affordable brands. So this is a Primark or Pennies, so the PS one, and which you can get for €3.50, which is about £3. So I have Pink Diamond, Gold Luster, and Diamond Bomb, and that is what each of those look like. Pink Diamond, Gold Luster, and Diamond Bomb. So they're quite nice. I mean, they're very chalky, but you can definitely get them to work. And for €3.50, I don't think you can have too much of a whinge. You can try, but I don't think anyone should really let you have that whinge. It's just not justified. I actually technically have 4 of the Pennies Primark one, and this I think was sent on to me by, I think it might have been Jenny, and I'm an idiot and managed to buy it a second time over here. So this is what it looks like. So yeah, I have a second one of that. Like, this is what happens when you have an insane collection. You just have dupes of things. So I'm going to put this aside to maybe give to somebody to see if, like, I might gift it to my friend Candice. I think she'd enjoy it. It's very pretty. So yeah, technically I've one less than I had thought in terms of my collection. So I'm like constantly adjusting the figure in my mind, but there you go. We next have Collidos, and I have 3 highlighters from them. The first is Diamond Dasher, which was gifted to me by Missa. Again, she's far too nice. Love you. We have Star Surfer, and we have Mars Melter, and this is what each of them looks like. So this is Diamond Dasher. I use this an awful lot. It's very glittery. Then the next one is Star Surfer, and then the very last one then is Mars Melter. So that's what the Collidos ones look like. So next we have Hojo, which if anyone has watched Missa's channel, so Make Me Up Missa, she did a video about Hojo and Amazon essentially having an Amrezy dupe. So I have all 3 of the highlighters that they have. So the first one being 01, it's Hojo Brilliance, and it's this lovely pink shade. This was gifted to me by my lovely friend Anne-Marie, who I'm dying to go and meet, but obviously it's a bit dangerous at the moment. Then the next one is 2, which is the actual Amrezy dupe, and that's what it looks like. Don't worry, I've taken swatches. This is very in-depth. And finally, shade 3, which again, Miss actually sent on to me because she's far too nice. You're actually seeing a bit of my living room there. Soz, too much info. And this is what each of them looks like. So that's shade 1, 2, and 3. They are beautiful. I love shade number 3. It makes me look like an icy queen, and I can actually pull off the rest. Or at least I like to think I can. So yeah. So the next thing I have then is Urban Decay, and I have 2 things from them, and this is actually I think the first highlighter I ever got. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin. You can see there is a dip. There is a sizable dip in that. Like, I ended up loving that, and it is this one here. It looks fabulous. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to include this because it's a highlighter and a blush palette, but I figured meh, there's like half of this is technically highlighters, like these are highlight shades, and this is them swatched. Yeah, so that is the Urban Decay ones. And the floor is getting smaller and smaller. The next thing I have is 2 items from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I got them back when there was a sale on during the summer, aka lockdown. So many lockdown purchases. This is the loose highlighter in the shade Extra, and then I got the highlighting palette in the shade The Flash, and this is what it looks like. But these are the swatches. So this one here is the loose highlighter, and then this is from the highlighting palette. So that's what they look like. I have 2 highlighters then by Fenty. So this is a little mini, came in a set, and I believe it's called How Many Carats? Yeah, How Many Carats? Well done, me. And that is what it looks like. It swatches like this on the hand. I think that's beautiful. And then I have the Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. And this is what these look like. I think, you see when they're swatched, they are far less impressive than the How Many Carats one. So I was a little bit underwhelmed by the Kilowatts one, in my opinion anyways. Next I have an indie brand called Sydney Grace, and I have 2 highlighters from them. So one is called Pink Lightning and one is called Candied Peach. They are both loose highlighters. This is Pink Lightning and this is Candied Peach. My lord, I'm so glittery at this point. So yeah, those are the 2 highlighters from Sydney Grace. They are beautiful, in fairness. They do a fabulous formula. I also have 2 highlighters from Bare Minerals. So this one is Joy, and this one is Free. I mean, I didn't get it for free. I had to pay money for it. It's very upsetting. And this is what it looks like. So that is Joy and that is Free. They are blinding. They're beautiful, beautiful highlights. I really think they're quite nice. You can see the sort of tones I tend to go for is like peachy, creamy, goldy. I know what I like, and I just keep repeating it. The kind of pair of highlighters that I have is from Colourpop, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you will know that these have been part of my project plan for the last couple of months, and you can see I'm doing pretty darn well. I have them in the shades On the Cusp and Fire, and this is what they look like. So this is on the cusp and this is Fire. Again, you can kind of see what I go for. I'm pretty basic. So I figured the next way I would look at it is affordable brands. So I have Illuminating in Ireland, which was gifted to me by the beautiful Elena for my birthday. And there was a bit of sentimental thing around that because obviously it was around like her coming and visiting Ireland, and it was kind of partly a remembrance of that. And that's what these swatches here are. That's the BH Cosmetics. It's very affordable, very, very nice. Happily would recommend. Next thing we have then is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade 201, which is Daybreak Glimmer. And it is this one here. Oh, sweet merciful Zeus, is it not beautiful? I love this highlight. I happily recommend that. I also have Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Glow, and that is what this one is here. Again, fabulous. And then I have a Model's Own highlighting and sculpt powder in the shade Peach Pearl, which was gifted to me by the beautiful Paula, and it is actually pretty spectacular. I mean, it's that one there, in case you can't tell from my ineffectual pointing. So those are the way I'm attempting to present these. Then the next way that I figured I would look at my remaining palettes, that I just have like one from each company, was to look at indie brands. So I have a Melt highlighter, which was part of their Christmas collection 2019, and it's in the shade Illuminacion. So it was part of their Muerta collection, and it looks like this. It has this fabulous sugar skull in it, and that is what that one looks like. It's beautiful. Next one we have then is a highlighter by Bish Beauty by Anastasia, and it's in the shade Aphrodite, which looks like this, and this was gifted to me by Cheryl, aka Nemesis Marple, and it is this beautiful green highlight. Isn't it just spectacular? Next one then is a Lethal Cosmetics Wavelength highlighter in the shade Scatter, which looks like this, and I used this in a video not that long ago where it was a let's talk about the Stouffer family, and that's what it looks like. Finally, in terms of indie brands, I know I'm going to bring it up, Jefferson Starship, a much beloved YouTube persona, villain, whatever you want to call him. This is the 24 karat highlighting palette. Don't even know why I got this, but it's actually, I don't really use it as a highlighting palette because none of the shades really suit me as a highlighter, except for like that one, which is Sarcophagus. But I do actually use it for like shimmery eyeshadows, so it like works for that. And no, I'm not getting rid of my Jefferson Starship stuff because he already has my money. I just don't use it on my channel, and I don't ever plan on repurchasing from him. So that's where I'm at. The packaging is pretty, to be fair, but he himself is, well, problematic. Yeah. The final 5 highlighters that I have. The first is Ilamasca. It's their highlighting or Beyond Powder highlighter in the shade OMG Burst, and it looks like this. When you swatch it, it looks like that. So it's quite pinky. Again, bear in mind I have swatched a lot today, so there's a lot of glitter all over the place. This is the Pixie by Petra, and it's in the Glowy Gossamer Duo. So these are the 2 of those. They are stunning. I really think that Pixie knows how to do that. I have the Too Faced Born This Way, I think it's like Turn Up the Light, what do you call it, highlighters, and it comes in the shade Light, and it has all of these different finishes. So this is what they look like. This is quite glittery. It's this one here, and then you've one that's more of like, I would say like a powder to put on the face, but they're very pretty. I've enjoyed them so far. Next, if you're looking at the swatches, you can probably guess it is the KVD Alchemist palette. I also gifted this to my friend Elena Glam. I love her very, very much, and she used this in a video of hers, and those are the shades there. And finally, I have a Becca palette. It is the Ocean Jewels highlighter palette. I got this in a TK Maxx, good old TK Maxx, or Took Max if you want to call it that. And it has these shades here, these 5 shades here, and they are beautiful. They're unusual, but they are beautiful. So yeah, that is the final lot of the palettes. So that is it. The palettes or the highlighters have all been returned to a little box to go back upstairs to be put into a drawer where I'm attempting to organize my makeup room. So yeah, did you guess correctly how many palettes? Those of you who may have been counting as we went along might notice that I had 75 in all, 76 if we include the duplicate Primark Pennies highlighter, which I'm not. So yeah, 75 highlighters in all. I don't have a problem. But yeah, outro me is going to chat about it. She doesn't know how much I have. Good luck, outro, Teresa.
So it is I from the past or the future or the present, who knows. I haven't filmed me going through my highlighter collection yet, but I will put down below how many highlighters I have. I'm assuming it's a lot because I like highlights. I like to glow to the heavens. But that is my highlighter collection. I'll probably do my blush and bronzer together because I'm not as obsessive about blush and bronzer as I am about highlight. So yeah, that is it. That is the end of the video. Do please like, comment and subscribe. When you do all of those things like liking and commenting and subscribing, it really helps with the algorithm. It's all like, yay, her video is worth looking at. And it suggests it to other people, which is nice. Do please share because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, gross, wrap it up. Be responsible like the rest of us. But that is it. That is the end of the video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.